Welcome, welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome. We're glad you made it. Be here with us tonight. And I hope your day has been filled with everything that you desire, everything that you want to have. I hope you've been manifesting those things in your life. And we have my girl, Stephanie Beard. I'm SIMMIE Braxton. And this is the SIMMIE Braxton Show with my co-host, my sister from another Mr. Stephanie Beard, a.k.a. Laker Girl. And we're going to dive into some things tonight that we're going to do in the streets, of course. She's going to open up with that. That is the latest news, things that people are talking about. And she's going to give us a 411 on that. And then I have two things that I want to talk to you about toward the end of the show. I want to talk about the fifth dimension. That's something that the 3D world and the 5D world. And I want to share a little bit with that. And then I want to share with you about your the mirror talk and what your reflection teaches you about inner dialogue. And I think that's going to be very interesting because you stand in front of a mirror and you talk to yourself and you look inside that mirror and you see what's really going on. And I think that's going to be pretty interesting, at the latter part of the show. So without further ado, we're going to start off with In the Streets with Stephanie Beard. So take it away, Stephanie. What you got for us?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My notes are not covered up. I don't know what's going on with my internet here. I'm trying to pull up my notes here, but let's see if I.
That's all right. We'll work through it.
One of my phones is just recharging up and all of that. So, give me just a few minutes. Oh, here we go. Finally. All right, yo, what's up, fam? It's your girl, Laker Girl, and you already know what time it is. Welcome to In the Streets, right here on the SIMMIE Braxton Show. I'm bringing you the real, the raw, the headlines, the heat, and everything the culture is talking about, from the court to the corner, from Hollywood to the hood. If it's trending, I'm tracking it. So buckle up, because we're hitting the pavement and getting into what's popping in the streets with your girl, Stephanie Beard. All right, so I want to start with, of course, we didn't make it on online last week, and the week before I didn't make it online, so it's been a few weeks for me In the Streets. But in that time, D'Angelo, one of my favorite artists, did pass away. So we do want to pay our respects to D'Angelo and give condolences and everything to him and his family. To his family, of course, I believe he had 3 kids. They said 3. He had his son with Angie Stone, and rest in peace to her, because she passed away 8 months ago. He died from pancreatic cancer. He was diagnosed back last year in June of 2024. He just didn't talk about it. He has a daughter, and she sings, and I believe she's like in her 20s, early 20s, and I believe he has a younger son that's 15 years old. So, yeah, and I was able to experience D'Angelo from day one when he came out and he did his first album, Brown Sugar, at the House of Blues out here. Well, it's no longer here on Sunset, but I seen almost everybody at the House of Blues on Sunset, and he was one of them. And he did an amazing show. He did every time he came, I believe he performed there twice. I was at both shows. Amazing show. Again, he was a big fan, and Prince influenced him a lot. And you could tell by his falsetto, about his music. He plays several instruments. So it's he died very young. He was still young. He was only 51 years old. So rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace to D'Angelo. Also, I also want to get into real quick. I know we weren't going to talk about Diddy too much, but Diddy is trying to, he asked the chump, our president, to pardon him or give him a lesser sentence. And, Trump is playing with him. He paid all this. I heard he paid millions to get pardoned. And Trump just took the money and still said, I don't know. I don't think he's going to do it at all. So Diddy will be in jail until May of 2028, I believe. Or probably, 2 years. He's supposed to get 4 years, but he'll probably end up doing about 2.5 years or so to speak. So
he paid money. He paid money to be pardoned.
Yes.
And who did he pay?
He paid the White House. There were people in the White House told them that they would be able to get him pardoned if he paid a certain amount of money. At first, Diddy said, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing it. So because in Diddy's mind, his lawyers told him that he was going to get off, that he was going to go home that day when he was getting sentenced. As you know, he already had made engagements, talking engagements. He thought he was going to be able to leave, but at that time they were telling him, if you pay this, that, or that in the White House, because there's people in the White House that believe they could get in Trump's ear and say, hey, pardon him or giving him a lesser sentence. And he at first he said no, but then he ended up paying it once he was sentenced, because he said, I don't want to stay in jail. But they took his money. They took the boy's money.
That's cool.
I really believe his lawyers knew, and they just knew that he was not. They lied. They said so many things, and it didn't happen. They said he was going to get off early. They said this, that, or the other. However, they did get him off the worst charges, of course. So Diddy will, as far as right now, Diddy is still in jail and will be in jail. Of course, we don't know what the Orange Man will do. The Orange Man could change his mind at any time and give him a lesser sentence or give him a pardon. So we don't know. So it is what it is. It was a lot of things that I did want to talk about because, like I said, it's been so much. But I do want to go ahead and congratulations to the Dodgers, who is killing it.
Oh yeah. Did they win tonight?
I didn't know if they played tonight.
Yeah, they played tonight.
Okay, because they went 18 innings last night. They went 18 innings last night.
I saw that. That was a long game. That was 2 games in one. Because you go 9 innings in one game. They went 18 innings. And I was at a place, watching the game.
And
I came home and it was still on.
Yeah. You could have went to the movies. You could have went everywhere and came back and the game was still on. It was on for 7 hours. 7 hours.
7 hours, man. Wow.
7 hours.
That's a good game.
It was a good game?
Yeah, it was a great game.
They're getting spanked right now.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that?
It was a great game.
It's Johnny Graham.
Hey, what's up, Johnny Graham Cracker? What's up with you?
Yeah.
In and out because I'm cooking right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to hear your voice. Good to hear your voice. Well, right now Toronto is winning. It's 6-1. But the Dodgers are up 2-1. So if Toronto wins tonight, they'll tie it up.
Yeah, tie it up.
The first game was pretty amazing as well, because the Brewers, the Blue Jays did win, and in one inning they hit 9. They had 9 runs. So that was an amazing game. And people are talking about Toronto Blue Jays versus the Dodgers. The boy Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, of course, because and speaking of that, we know that Drake was suing Warner Brothers and Kendrick Lamar, because of the beef that they had, the song, because he said, pedophile and all those things, but he lost that case. And he looks even dumber than he did before. So Drake he looks very stupid. And hopefully, the Dodgers gonna have to win this series. They have to win and repeat.
I hope, Stephanie, that it's a good series though.
Yeah.
I wanted to go 7 games.
It may.
I like it to be, that type of competitiveness.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 games.
It could do that.
And I hope the Dodgers win, because I like the Dodgers.
They're at the bottom of the 7 right now, and it's 6-1. So it's only 2 more innings, and the Dodgers will have to do something amazing as the Toronto Jays, the Blue Jays did in the first game and getting all those runs in 1 inning. So we'll see. Let's see what else. Like I said, I had a lot of stuff on my
go for it.
On my notes. Let me get back
we got time.
Okay. While I'm looking it up, I want to go ahead and talk about the Lakers. The NBA season has started.
Yeah.
And the Lakers are doing okay. I mean, LeBron hasn't been playing, so Luka is doing amazing. Austin Reeves is doing good. They lost their first game to the Golden State Warriors, but they won the night. Yeah, I think it was last night. They played Sacramento Kings, and Wackamento lost.
Why you call them Rockamento?
Wackamento.
Wackamento. Oh, Wackamento.
It's just a nickname I gave, Sacramento, Wackamento. It's all the same. But anyway, talking about the NBA, we all heard about, the NBA players being caught up and point shaving, poker games, cheating people out of money, Chauncey Billups. We heard about all of that. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, it happened back in 2019. Simmy, go ahead.
I got a question. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, Chauncey Billups was involved, right?
Yes.
And a couple of other people were involved, basketball players. They only showed the brothers that was, involved. What about the mafia connections? Where are the mafia people at? Because they said it was mafia connections that, it was an elaborate scheme.
Right.
So where the other, but they were just showing the basketball players, the black basketball players.
Well, they did it. They talked about it because they knew people would then hone in if they mentioned the basketball players. But they have started talking about the mafia families that's all involved, which is all of the most famous ones, except for the Colombiana family. They weren't named. But let me see. It was Chauncey Billups he's the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Right.
Terry Rozier, he's a Miami Heat guard and a former Cavaliers player, and assistant coach Damon Jones were all involved. But the mafia ties, they did, like I said, they named most of the mafia families. Let me see if I could pull them up.
Because I didn't see not one, and on social media, that they just popped up the basketball players.
Yeah, because they knew that. They knew
that people would tune in then, but I don't. The basketball players didn't have that kind of power or the ability to make it that elaborate.
I think that. Well, they said they've been investigating this since 2019. I think it has a lot to do with Chump, and he's trying to deter away from the Epstein files. I really believe that. So it really hasn't been our fight, so to speak, as a culture. It really hasn't been our fight. But now he's inserting, the NBA players, and plus he don't like the NBA because of what they were going against him and all of this, and so anything that Trump could have other people talking about, except for those Epstein files, he's fine with it. I mean, look who DOJ is involved in all of that. New York claim that they've been investigating these mafia families, which is New York five families is the Bonanno family, the Colombo family, the Gambino family, the Genovese family, and the Lucchese, and the Chicago outfit through other families like the Patriarca. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Right.
And then, but those are the families, the mafia families that are involved. I mean, when you look at it, Simmy, Chauncey Billups didn't even get a lot of money from doing this, but his role was bringing in these other high ballers. Even some of the players have admitted saying that they were invited to these games, but they decided not to go through it. Kevin Garnett was one of them. Tyronn Lue. They were invited to these poker games. And then when they got there, they realized that something wasn't right, and they actually left. So they didn't get involved with it. But Chauncey Billups, I don't know if he was forced or now they even saying that it's pretty much just competition. People love competition, and he is, a lot of these NBA players or football players or any athlete, it's about competition for them. I mean, look at Michael Jordan back in the day. His father is deceased, probably based off of him doing gambling. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's based off of, a lot of competition. So who knows? We'll see what happens with that, and I hope these work out. And for the players, because they always getting caught up in stuff. I think it was a few years ago with these NBA players doing insurance fraud and got caught up with that. So,
so do you think Chauncey Billups loses his job?
I wonder if he lost it, because they arrested all of these people. They went to their homes and arrested these folks. So let me see if he's still coaching, because we played them yesterday, I believe we played them yesterday, and we beat them.
And I like Chauncey Billups. I like the guy. He was a great basketball player. He was a beast.
Yeah.
He had great defensive skills. He was a great player, period.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I think maybe he was, kind of like, Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that level.
Right. Well, Tyrod Lue says that he believed that Chauncey Billups will be cleared amid, any of the gambling scandals. I mean, $2,500. I mean, all these legal gamble sites these days, I think they reaching, because they did a conference, they did a public conference, and when the news correspondents were asking them questions, they wouldn't even answer them. Oh, we can't answer it. It's still in investigation. It's this, it's that. I really think it's just Chump doing a lot of bullshit, and I really believe that Chauncey probably will be cleared. I don't know about
I hope so.
Terry Rozier though, because they got real proof on him leaving the game, point shaving, telling, he actually rigged the games like those referees did back in the day. He actually was doing things so people would lose, or whatever the bets were placed, that he would then act like he was injured and leave the game and those type of things. So I don't know about Terry Rozier. He might not get off, because they plainly do have some proof on him.
So they do this during the regular season.
Yeah,
they bet on the games during the regular season.
He did, and they got it on video. They got the games on video and stuff. They saw when he left the game. They saw when he got injured. So I don't know about him, but I think Chauncey Billups have a chance of clearing his name. I really do.
I hope so.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this with what's going on in Jamaica. Jamaica is a hurricane, a category 5, I believe, over there in Jamaica, and so we're praying for all of them. But they are saying there are some rumors out there, saying that this is a controlled weather. The weather is being controlled to take out, and they're saying that China is involved with this, and saying that they created and controlling the weather to wipe out some of Jamaica so they can take over. They pretty much own almost all of Jamaica now. China? Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, do your research on it. They did it to Haiti when they had that big old hurricane in Haiti, and all those people died. Over, I think, 30,000 people died. They saying that was controlled. That was controlled. It was not something that Mother Nature did. It was controlled weather. So I don't put it past anything today in time. We'll look into it more. I'll have some more information on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over to you.
All right.
Climate control. You're right, Kente. Climate control. So I really do believe in that, and so I'm going to do a little more research on that and come back next week and talk about it.
That'll work. That was wonderful.
Thank you for correcting me, Kente. He said not climate change, but climate control. Correct. Thank you so much for that, Kente. Appreciate that. And so
we thank you so much, Stephanie, for that. That was good.
Thank you.
So welcome, beautiful souls. You know what? I want you to just rock with me and roll with me just a little bit, because I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about the fifth dimension and the 3D world that we live in. And I also want to talk about mirror talk and what your reflection teaches you about inner dialogue. So, and I've been wanting to talk about the fifth, the third, the fifth dimension. It's because it's a shift in the paradigm. And the fifth dimension, it isn't a place you go. It's a state of being, a level of consciousness you embody. And guess what? You might already be there and not even know it. So how can you tell you're living in the fifth dimension? Here are some signs. If you feel like the world you once knew is collapsing around you, remember, you're not alone. We're all witnessing extraordinary times, trials dark on every hand. And it's not just a phase of destruction, but a period of awakening. It is a divine shift. You see, we've been living in a 3D world, a physical, tangible reality that we can touch, see, and hear. But as the earth and its people are evolving, we are transitioning into a 5D reality. Now, this is not a non-physical realm, accessible primarily to those who are spiritually awakened. It's a place where love conquers fear and unity supersedes division. And in this incredible journey, your senses become fine-tuned, attuning to new frequencies. Your perception broadens, allowing you to see the unseen and hear the unheard. People around you, they might be reporting unusual sensations, shifts in emotions, or unexpected health conditions. And while some disregard these as just odd coincidence, they are in reality manifestations of underlying changes, the upgrade of a new spiritual and physical systems. And this is not a phenomenon to fear. What it is it's a celestial alignment with your higher self. And for ascension to happen, because we got to ascend, shadow work is inevitable. In simple terms, you got to face your fears, confront your pains, and journey through your personal underworld. And by embracing the darkness within you, you find the courage to step into the light and ascend. And one of the most challenging aspects of transformation is the disillusion of the old, the crumbling of the 3D life you once knew. Relationships might end, careers could change, and friendships may dissolve. And as difficult as this can be, it's a necessary part of the process. And as the 3D elements of your life disintegrate, they make space for the 5D realities to take form. And it's not easy to let go. It's human to feel attached to the familiar. However, the pain of saying goodbye pales in comparison to the joys of meeting your transformed self. And when you reach the other side of this transformative journey, your realities, you'll realize that your new life is the one you've always been dreaming for all along. In essence, your life isn't falling apart. It's realigning with grand design, a higher purpose. It's making a way for a truer, braver, and more enlightened version of you. Hold on to the vision, but let go of the circumstances. Your old life isn't collapsing. It's shedding its leaves to let a more robust, beautiful tree grow in its place. And as you elevate spiritually into the 5D realm, your soul becomes sensitive, finely tuned to different frequencies and vibrations. And during the spiritual upgrade, toxins in your life start to stick out like sore thumbs. These toxins aren't limited to substances like alcohol, drugs, or junk food. They extend to toxic relationships, toxic environments, and even thought patterns. To put it simply, these elements no longer resonate within you. Your body might react by feeling unwell. Your mood could sink, and you may become like a finely tuned. You may be more irritated than usual. You might become because you have become a finely tuned instrument, and the toxins are the discordant notes. It may seem counterintuitive, but sometimes stepping away from certain people or situations is the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for them. You got to set boundaries. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love yourself, even when you risk disappointing others by distancing yourself from the toxicity. You're not saying that you don't love or care for these people or things. You're saying you love yourself more. And there's nothing wrong with that. Prioritizing your well-being isn't selfish. It's necessary. And if you don't maintain your inner peace, who will? Your mental equilibrium isn't just a part of you. It's the core of your well-being. And when the mind is at peace, your body follows suit and your spirit soars. Embracing the 5D existence means making your peace of mind non-negotiable. And you realize your mental health is your wealth, your capital for a prosperous life. And if you identify as a light worker, this shedding process takes on even a different dimension. Your purpose isn't just about personal growth. You are a beacon guiding others through these transformative times. For you to be effective or to serve effectively, it's crucial to maintain your light, because a lighthouse can't guide ships with its lights dimmed by fog. And staying true to yourself, staying true to your essence is your gift to the world. And by stepping away from the negativity, you gain perspective needed to guide others. And you stand as a testament, as an example to the transformation that is possible, showing people not just a better way, but a way to a higher, more harmonious reality in a world that's often loud, chaotic, and overflowing with distractions. Have you ever felt a magnetic pull toward nature? Like an inexplicable urge drawing you toward the forest, mountains, or ocean? The very elements that have cradled life since the dawn of time are calling out to you. And there's a profoundly spiritual reason for this pull. You see, nature knows your soul, and it knows you're here to participate in something greater. It's a collective shift in the new earth and the 5D reality. It's not just about scenic beauty. It's about the inherent wisdom that resides in every leaf, every stone, every wave. So why does nature call you? It's not just for a refreshing break or a stunning Instagram post. It's an invitation to tap into your innermost self, to align with your purpose, to heal and to grow. And Mother Earth knows the unique light you bring to the world and wants to help you shine brighter. And whether you're experiencing moments of introspection by a tranquil lake or finding clarity on a mountain summit, nature serves as a cosmic tuning fork. It recalibrates your frequency, helping you align with a higher vibration and a deeper wisdom. And if nature's call resonates deeply within you, It's a sign that you're not just a visitor. You're a guardian, an earth keeper. You're being summoned to contribute to the planet's shift into a higher state of being. Your interaction with nature isn't a one-way transaction, but a symbiotic relationship. And as you gain peace, wisdom, and healing from the earth, your energies also nourish the planet in return. So the next time you feel the pull to wander into a forest or sit by a lakeside, remember, you're not running away from the world. You're diving deeper into your purpose. You're not just a part of nature. You're part of its future, a future that promises a harmonious blend of spiritual ascendance and earthly beauty. And in the end, there's no greater gift than love. As you align more closely with nature and nurture a bond with earth, you will find that another type of relationship also calls for your attention: soulful connections. These are relationships that resonate not just at the level of the mind and body, but deeply within the core of your soul. In a 3D world focused on materialism and superficiality, interactions often stay on the surface, whether it's a casual chat with a friend or a business meeting or even a family gathering. It's easy to keep things safe and easy, discussing topics that barely scratch the surface of who we really are. However, as you ascend into the higher level of consciousness, you'll find that this no longer suffices your soul. Your soul starts to crave depth. It longs for something more substantial, something more meaningful, and genuinely authentic. And when you ascend spiritually, you become fluent in a new language, a language that doesn't need words because it speaks directly to the soul. And I call that a soul stroke. This language is not accessed through grand gestures or elaborate conversation. It's found in a simple smile, a compassionate touch, a silent shared moment that says more than 1,000 words could ever say. And as you tune into this higher frequency, you'll begin to attract relationships that resonate at the same level. And these could be like twin flames or spiritual companions who walk beside you on your life's journey. Unlike conventional relationships, these connections are filled with purpose. And they're not always romantic ties. In fact, soulful relationships can manifest in many forms: friendships, mentorships, even family bonds. My dear friends, if you are experiencing any or all of these signs that I have discussed with you, you are already living in a fifth dimensional world. Acknowledge, appreciate, and allow what comes next. And that was a USB Soul Stroke. So I've always wanted to talk about that fifth dimension. And right now, the way I feel, and it's a lot of discord that's happening right now. It's a lot of things, confusion, people worried about food stamps, people worried about things getting taken away from, the Social Security, all of that. You know what? I'm not. Because I'm operating from a place of abundance, literally. Because I do what I gotta do when I gotta do it. And I'm thankful for everything that comes my way. I wake up with a heart full of gratitude each and every day. I'm not lying. Each and every day I wake up with gratitude in my heart, thankful for what's there, not what's missing. Because so far as I'm fulfilled. I'm fulfilled. And I look for more to come my way. And so I don't walk around in fear. I don't walk around worrying about what's happening out in the world. I barely find out what's going on you know, with Stephanie. Stephanie kind of informs me of the things that are happening out there in the world. And Gina, you know, she's on the internet, and sometimes I hop on, but I don't, my focus is not there. I'm a light worker. My job is to teach people to remember who they are and why they're here, why they were summoned to come to live this life on this planet Earth. And the message is not for everybody. Everybody's not going to get it. It has to resonate with you. It has to, you know, it has to be a soul stroke. And it has to hit you where it needs to hit you for you to say, for you to get that aha moment. It's an aha moment that happens. Boom, soul stroke. Aha, I get it. You know, and you say, you know, I always thought that ever since I could remember that's why I'm here. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into that mirror talk. But I'm gonna be talking about the fifth dimension and separation from the 3D world. And it's a shift. It's a shift in the mentality. It's a shift in what reality that you're living in. I don't live in the reality of lack or scarcity. I don't live in the reality of fear. I don't. I'm telling you the truth. I just don't. I'm oblivious to what's happening pretty much around the world. I know a lot is happening, and you'll see it. But I operate with love and compassion and kindness, you know, and I watch my inner dialogue. We're going to talk about mirror talk and what your reflection teaches you about inner dialogue. And the purpose is to help people understand how self-talk shapes your identity, emotions, and growth. Because you could be talking, I always say this, you got to be careful what you say to yourself. Because, you know, wherever you are, you may be driving right now or sitting quietly, but just take a moment right now. Take a moment to be present. This ain't going to be too long. We're going to get through this. And take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Okay, so we look in the mirrors every day to fix our hair, to check our clothes, or maybe just pass by without really seeing ourselves. But what if that mirror could speak back to you? What if it could reveal what's really happening on the inside of your heart? You see, mirror talk, it isn't about vanity, it's about vulnerability. It's a moment of honesty between you and you. I know this sounds kind of crazy, right? But I used to do it all the time. I used to talk to myself in the mirror. When I was acting, I was active in acting when I was living in LA. And I would say my lines in the mirror so that I could see how I was doing, you know, to make sure that it was natural. And I would use the mirror, my reflection in the mirror, to see how I would do my lines. And we all do. And there is your reflection. It doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. It just shows truth. And the kind of truth that hides behind the smile and sits quietly behind your eyes. You can't lie to yourself, right? Because you know you when you allow yourself to be honest with yourself. And you can't don't run away from what happens when you look into that mirror. Don't run away from it. Your reflection shows you truth. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked into the mirror and really saw yourself? Not the flaws, not the past, not the tired eyes, but the soul behind them. The actual person the actual spirit at the very level of your being. And a lot of things will happen then. You see, a lot of things that happen. We all have this ongoing conversation inside our heads. And it's called inner dialogue. And the inner dialogue is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is always constantly at work. It never sleeps. It's always, am I good enough? Can I really do this? Why did I say that? I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too old. I'm too young. It's always got constant thoughts running through your mind all the time. Sometimes it's your greatest critic, and other times it's your biggest cheerleader. But all of it is you. You are that person. Both of them are you. The good and the messy. And you have to learn how to face those negative thoughts that come through your mind, as well as the good thoughts. Because you have to be careful. The truth is, what you repeatedly tell yourself, you start to believe. Your dialogue becomes the script that you live by. And you've heard it. Everybody's the writer, director, and producer of the script of their life. And you are constantly writing your script with your thoughts. That's why I always say, think about what you're thinking about when you're thinking about it. If you say, I always mess up things, well, your mind is going to always find proof and try to prove that that's what you do. But if you say, you know what, I'm trying, I'm doing my best, I'm improving, I'm getting stronger, because those thoughts, the negative thoughts will come. But you have to switch, you got to flip the switch and say, you know, I see you. When they come, face them. I see you, but I choose love. I see you, but I choose compassion. You have to love that aspect of your character when it rises up in your life. You have to look at it head on. And that is not always an easy thing to do. Let's try something together. Think of one negative thought that you've had about yourself recently. Now, take that thought and replace it with something kinder and truer. Something like, well, think about the thought first, right? Think something like, I'm doing my best, and that's enough. I'm growing every single day. How does that feel? Can't you feel the shift in your body? Literally and physically, you feel better in your body when you say positive things about yourself. I am a courageous, loving, joyful, peaceful man. That was one of my affirmations back in 2006. That it was engraved in my psyche. I am a courageous, loving, joyful, peaceful man. I worked for that affirmation. And affirmations, that's why they're so powerful, because they reprogram your subconscious mind. And it's not something that's not real. It's as real as all get out. Why do you think these rappers can say the things that they say and those things start to come to pass in their life? If you say it long enough, you start believing it. And things start manifesting themselves in your life. If you speak death, then death will come. If you speak life, then life will come. If you speak abundance, abundance will come. Because you believe that it's going to happen as you speak it. But you have to say it. You know, you have to speak it and it might be a little uncomfortable when you look into the mirror. Because you're going to see some things and they're going to come up. The mirror is a teacher. It's a simple silent teacher. And it has a way of bringing that dialogue to life. So when you stand in front of the mirror, there's no way to hide. No distractions, no filters, just you. It can be uncomfortable and even emotional. Because the mirror doesn't show you the image you want to see. It shows you the energy that you carry, the energy that you carry. And sometimes what you see is strength and resilience, and other times you see fatigue and self-doubt. Both of them are true. Both of them are you. And both of them deserve compassion. Make it compassion. See yourself with compassion. Love yourself. Love all of you. Don't just love the part that's right, that's good, that you have strength in. Love the part that you're not that strong, that you're not, that you may have weaknesses. But don't be afraid of it. Try this little reflection exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself standing in front of a mirror. Okay? Just for a moment. And you know, something's going to come up. Is it love? Is it criticism? Is it avoidance? Whatever it is, don't run from it. Just notice it. Because the mirror isn't judging you. It's inviting you to see yourself fully. And so, take a few minutes each day. And I know this sounds crazy, right? But it's a powerful way to get to know who you are at the very level of your being. You're getting to know yourself. You're getting to know who you truly are. And to know thyself is one of the most powerful things that you are, because one of the highest, most powerful vibrations that you can have is authenticity, to be who you truly are, because you are powerful. You are miraculous. You are divine. You are a divine being. You are an indestructible, infinite, eternal being. That's who you are. But you don't remember. Most people don't remember that about themselves. So find a quiet place. Number one, find a quiet place. Stand, sit, or sit in front of a mirror. Take a few deep breaths. No hurry. This is 3 to 5 minutes a day. Make eye contact. And this part is powerful. It can feel intense, even strange at first. But keep looking, because you're meeting your own gaze with truth. Number 3, start with observation. You might say, I see someone who's doing their best. Or I see someone who's been through a lot and still standing. Don't judge it. Just observe. And then add affirmations and acknowledgement. This is why affirmations are so powerful. Speak to yourself like a friend. I'm proud of you, of how far you've come. You are learning and growing every day. You are enough. You are whole. You know? And then address the inner critic. I said that before. We all have an inner critic. Address the inner critic. If that harsh voice shows up, tell it gently. I hear you, but I choose love instead. And always end with gratitude. Showing up and say, thank you for showing up for yourself today. See, the mirror isn't about pretending everything is okay. It's about showing up honestly, even on messy days. It's saying, I see my flaws, but I also see my strengths. Try doing this for just 3 to 5 minutes a day, and you'll notice your inner dialogue slowly becoming softer, kinder, and more aligned with who you are. And the beautiful thing about mirror talk is what it teaches you along the way. Your reflection reminds you to be compassionate, to be accountable, to stop running away from the parts of yourself that need the love the most. You learn that it's okay to cry. It's okay to forgive. It's okay to laugh at yourself. And you learn that healing begins not when the world sees you or validates you. It's when you see yourself. It's when you see who you truly are. The powerful individual that you truly are. Here are a few reflection questions for you to sit later on and think about. And you say this: what truth has my reflection been trying to tell me lately? How can I respond to myself with more kindness instead of criticism? Some people, that's all we do is criticize ourselves. And it's damaging when you criticize yourself, because you're embedding a limiting belief into your mental psyche. And that's what you become. No victories, no rewards, no satisfaction, no peace. Because every time you meet your reflection with love, you teach your inner voice a new language, one of compassion and one of peace. And as I close today, because I'm going to wrap this up, remember, the mirror is not your enemy. It's your mentor. It reflects back to you not just your face, but your journey, your growth, your resilience. And the more you learn to see yourself with gentleness and kindness, the more the world begins to soften too. So the next time you pass by a mirror, stop for a second, smile, say something kind. You deserve to hear it from you. Let's end this with an affirmation together. And if you can say it out loud or whisper it in your heart, do it. And it goes like this. I am learning to see myself through the eyes of love, not judgment. I am worthy. I am growing. I am enough. One thing I want everybody to really, this is going to be the basis of what I'm bringing on this show. We're going to bring the practical, the things that are happening in the world, the chaos that's going up, just to keep you abreast. But those things, when you transition into the 5D world, you'll be like that story, that movie, The Matrix. Nothing will affect you. You won't be affected by anything that's happening in this world, because you're operating in a whole nother dimension, in a whole nother field. And I notice people will exist that you once knew in a different parallel reality. Same, at the same time, in a different parallel reality. And you'll never interact with them ever again. You'll separate from them. New relationships will happen. Relationships that will resonate with you. You won't need those people anymore, because you yearn for something more, something deeper, something more passionate, something that strokes the soul, something that hits you at the very level of your being to get you to know who you are, something that's more meaningful. And so this is what's happening. So when you feel the pull to be alone out in nature, that's nature calling you to get out there and find out more about who you are. Get out there, go outside, take your shoes off, walk in the grass barefooted, hug a tree, all of these things. Go out by the beach and walk. Get out in nature and watch how you feel after you do that. Read a book out there, and your prayer is not asking for something. Prayer is a constant state of gratitude. It's not asking for what you don't have and something that's missing in your life. It's a constant state of gratitude. That's what it is. Because your desires are your prayer. And you pray, and your desires are being met. When you get to a certain point, everything that you desire comes to you. You're not waiting. You're detached from the outcome because you're so thankful for what's happening right now. And you stay in the now. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Stay in the eternal now. Because the past never comes and the future is already, the future never, never comes, and the past is already gone. All you have is the eternal now. And so deal with how you feel right now. How do you feel right now? Do you feel great? Because it's a decision. You can make the decision no matter what the circumstance is, because all things work together for your eternal good, no matter what it is. It's just the definition that you put to the circumstance or the situation that happened. You define what it is, because everything that happens in your life that comes up, you can turn it into something that's good for you. You can, because of the definition that you put to it. That's just what it is. You decide. Use it. Use it for your good, no matter what it is. And you'll see life in a whole different light, man. I love it, man. I'm loving where I'm at right now. That's not a brag. That's just a fact. I was telling Gina Butterfly, I couldn't ask for any more, but I do, because I can't wait to what's next, what's happening next in my life. Right now, that's not a joke. I wake up happy every day. I wake up happy, joyful. I like what I'm doing. I like where I'm at. But it was a process. I went through a process to get to that point. Because my mindset changed. I decided that I wanted to be happy. I decided that I wanted to be fulfilled. I decided that I was going to be thankful for everything that I have. Getting up in the mornings, man, with gratitude in your heart sets the tone for your whole day, no matter what happens. Even if it's something that you don't prefer that comes up in your life during that day, you are prepared for it because you've already done the work. And the work is meditation, man. Getting alone by yourself just for a few minutes. That mirror talk is a form of meditation. So many people are afraid to be alone with themselves. They're afraid because they don't want to look at the dark side. Don't be afraid of the dark side. You're perfect and whole, even with the dark, even with the flaws. You're perfectly flawed. Know that you're perfectly flawed. That's where the perfection comes in. And there's nobody else like you. So that's what makes you special and unique. Simply because of the existence, because you exist. And you are part of the whole. You are part of all that is. You come from all that is. That's who you are. All that is. You're a drop out of the ocean, wrapped in a body of flesh. You don't have to go looking for it. It's in you. You don't have to search outside of yourself for power. You already have it. Just know that. And move outside of the constraints of the brainwashing that you have been taught over time, that has been engraved in our minds, and what we've been taught in schools and taught by our parents, because they didn't know either. So I'm going to wrap it up. What time we got? How much time we got, Nicole?
It's 8:14, Simmy.
Okay. It's time to wrap it up.
If you want to take an extra 5 minutes, no problem.
So, Stephanie,
you're
gonna do some mirror talk?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some mirror talk. Actually, I'm gonna send this video to a lot of folks.
It's not easy.
I'm gonna send this video to a lot of folks because there's a lot of people should take heed. I mean, this was what you were saying was some good stuff. A lot of people do. We do need to look in the mirror. Like you said, you wake up happy, and that sets the standard for the rest of the day. And I love that. When even if something happens this evening or what it may be, when you wake up tomorrow morning and you wake up happy and leave the dark behind, it sets the standard for the rest of the day. And I love that. Yeah. So,
it's important what you do the night before. Go to bed because your subconscious mind is at work. Say something positive before you go to bed. I used to listen to sulfurial frequencies.
Yes.
And positive affirmations as I would go to sleep.
I love that.
And it embeds in my subconscious mind as I sleep with the headphones on, listening to solfeggio frequencies and positive affirmations. And then I wake up, you know, with that, you know, going on. It was going on in my sleep.
Yeah.
You know, we have tools here on this planet that help us to be powerful and resourceful. We are manifestors by nature.
Yeah.
That's what we came to do, manifest. We are powerful. And can't nobody tell you any different. Everybody that listens to this show, if they listen to it long enough, they're going to know that they're indestructible, eternal, infinite beings that are powerful manifestors. That can live the life of their dreams and do whatever it is that they desire.
That's right.
Period. That's my goal.
Say, before we get up out of here, I do want to make sure everybody, if you have not voted on Proposition 50, vote yes, of course. Get out there, vote. You have till November 4th to get that vote in. So make sure you get out there and vote yes on Proposition 50. And that's it for me.
Yeah. So I thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you guys being here. This is Ulysses SIMMIE Braxton on behalf of me, Stephanie Beard, my co-host, and Gina Butterfly, who's sick tonight. She's not feeling well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man.
Feel better,
girl. Not feeling good at all. Take care of your soul, my friends. You are seen, you are loved, and always remember, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that me, USB, I truly do love you.
Bye, Butch.
We'll
Thank you for tuning in. Peace out, y'all.